Well, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang stole the show, didn't he, at Wembley? His 2 goals key to leading Arsenal to another FA Cup victory. His stats certainly speak for themselves as Jan and Craig still with us. Shaka joins the party as well, and you get to experience, Shaka, Jan's top 5 strikers in the world. Get ready for this completely objective list. Jan?
Well, this was an easy list to make. I mean, I asked, is that number 9s? Yes. So I took Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi out. They are gods, so they shouldn't be there. But the list is fantastic. And every list in the world got to be one Norwegian in. So you can wonder who I put on 5th position.
Okay.
If I can have a list, I can present it for the rest of the professors in the studio.
Let's take you through it then. You've got Lewandowski in at number 1, Aubameyang at 2, Benzema at 3, Harry Kane 4, and then, of course, Erling Haaland at number 5. Aubameyang at 2, above Benzema. Let's start there, shall we, Jan?
Just going after stats, mate.
Oh, you can't just go like that. What a rubbish thing to say. You can't just go after stats.
70 goals for Arsenal. He's a fantastic player. This season didn't even play in his favourite position. Great striker. People think he's only a counter striker. He can score in any position. Benzema just found himself now, thank God for Real Madrid, when Ronaldo left. So I put him in the 3rd place. In 5th place, I have, of course, Erling Haaland. His only competitor with him was Immobile, who has scored 36 goals in Serie A. It's not good enough. I have to have Erling Haaland in there.
So you've got... Go on, Craig.
Shut up, Dan. Shut up. What you got to understand, Jan, is he will always drag this Real Madrid thing up. What he doesn't understand, maybe he does, I don't know. You know, when you talk about Benzema and Aubameyang, you look at the supporting cast, and here's the deal. That's very important for a striker or a forward player. And clearly... Karim Benzema has got much better players around about him than Pierre Aubameyang. I mean, for goodness sake, they were sitting 10th in the table just before the end of the season. They managed to pop themselves up to 8th. But he's still been able to score goals. The one glaring thing I thought from the list when I looked at it, Jan, was Aguero. No Aguero.
Yeah, it could be. But I took him out. From his standards... If I made a list for the last 5-6 years, he was probably be up there. He still wouldn't beat Lewandowski. For me, is Lewandowski the reborn Marco van Basten, and that's the highest praise I can give to any striker. Aguero would have been up there if I said last 2-3 years, but I don't think he's been that fantastic this season.
Yeah, but did they ask you to do a list with the people that scored the most goals, or does the list ask you who is the top 5 strikers in the world at the moment? I mean, listen.
Craig Burley. You can never tell Fjortoft to make a list and make rules for it. I will always do my own lists.
Shaka, Jan's got obviously Aubameyang above Harry Kane.
Yeah, and listen, I understand the sentiment around Aubameyang, especially now, but Aubameyang is not the finisher that Harry Kane is. And I think once you get past number 1, I don't think anybody in their right mind would have
he's not
Lewandowski in at number 1.
He's not the finisher Harry Kane is. Have you seen the goals Aubameyang's been scoring?
Let me finish. Yeah, let me finish, Craig. Let me finish. Lewandowski is number 1. I don't think that's debate. I still don't think Aubameyang is the finisher that Harry Kane is, or the finisher that Kun Aguero is, who hasn't even made his top 5. What Aubameyang does have that nobody else on that list does is pace. And as a result, if you're looking for somebody with that pace to stretch defenses, according to how you're playing the supporting cast that I was just mentioned, then Aubameyang fits in, according to the system, better than Harry Kane or Kun Aguero or anybody else. I just feel that if we're talking about pure finishing, Harry Kane, Kun Aguero, a little bit better. You've seen Benzema adapt from being the supplier for Cristiano Ronaldo to leading the line without Cristiano Ronaldo. That shows an adaptability about his game as well.
I think that I just have to, not defending my list because this is the best list ever done on TV, but I would say that Harry Kane is the number 9 that the manager will always pick in your team because he can keep the ball, he can score goals, he can win headers for you. He's a brilliant, brilliant striker. But as for today, I think that Aubameyang, if you look on his stats, not only the thing that he did in the FA Cup, just have a look at his stats. I think he's an underestimated striker in terms of goal scorer. And if a goal scorer, if a football striker like myself from 100 years ago will make a list, I will always look for goals. Always look.
But Harry Kane's been injured this season, Jan. How can he get goals from the sidelines?
Say that again.
He's been injured this season.
Who are you talking about?
Harry Kane.
Yeah, but I still got him on the list, didn't I? I got him on the 4th position because I think he's a fantastic striker, and he's a striker a manager will always pick. I'll always try to have in your team. He will probably be one of the first ones on a team sheet because there's so much you can do with that kind of player. He can do a lot of things like Lewandowski can do as well. He can play as a number 9. He can play as a false number 9 and that kind of stuff. But not having that Aubameyang is a bad goal getter. He's a fantastic goal getter. He showed that in Dortmund and he showed that in Arsenal. And as Craig was saying, it's harder to score goals for Arsenal than Real Madrid.
Oh, my. Well, then we'll put Danny Ings then there. Because it's harder to score for Southampton, surely, than it is for Arsenal, if we're going to go down that route.
Listen, you just turn up all the clubs that you've worked at and have paid your wages. Real Madrid, Southampton. You got to give it a rest. Aubameyang is definitely underrated. I mean, you just take 2 finishes in the last.
So is he better than Harry Kane, Craig?
Well, would I take him over Harry Kane long term? No, because he's 31.
So he's not.
Right. Sorry.
So he's not.
And the list was made in August 2020. I couldn't put Ferenc Puskas or Gerd Müller on the list, could I? I'd have to take who's the best informed now. Aubameyang is fantastic. Harry Kane is in there because he's a number 9 that every manager would love to have in their team.
This is it. If we're in the playground and you're picking a team, who do you pick first, Aubameyang or Harry Kane? Now,
well,
at this moment.
At this moment, I would pick Aubameyang.
Would you?
This moment. Look, here's the deal. You know, the top clubs will go after Kane before Aubameyang because Kane is what? I think it's 28 or thereabouts. He's in his prime. Aubameyang's 31. He's still doing the business, but the time is running out. So that's more of a short-termism. But let me go back to the point. He's finished, but he's underrated finishing. He's finishing at the weekend with a little clip. But also they've won in the semi-final with the ball that went into the back post and against City. The angle was completely against him. He went with the outside of his right boot and steered it in off the far post. I think he's really, really underrated. What's against him? He's in his 30s now, and that's a bit of a problem for him in terms of the decisions that he's going to have to make.
The Italian contingent are knocking at your door, Jan, and sending you abuse left, right and centre for just dismissing Ciro Immobile so easily, a man who, of course, matched the all-time scoring record in Italian football this season.
Amore. He was a good candidate for my 5th position, but I had to go for a modern number 9, and Erling Haaland has been there this season. And if Mobile will score 42, 43 next season, maybe got a chance to get on my list.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.